graduation from MUN. In each case, the graduate credential was earned while balancing a very busy work and life schedule. Professional education is a staple of their lifelong learning journeys. I'm grateful to the people who took time to speak with me about our honorees. I expected our chats to focus on accomplishments, but each contributor shifted the conversation to express their personal admiration and affection for their colleague. And I have little doubt that this type of love and respect has played a significant role in delivering our award recipients here tonight. With that, let's move to the award part of the proceedings. And we'll start with the award for community service. Time is one of the most personal and precious gifts that you can give. And for that, all volunteers are to be commended. For some, volunteering is something that you first try as a student when you want to build a resume. Later, if you have children, you help out with their activities. Then, upon retirement, you have more time to give back to your community. Along the way, you might also support causes that have a personal connection to you or to a loved one. This participation model has served charitable causes fairly well over the years. At another level, there are exceptional volunteers like Courtney Clarke who have ingrained community service into their daily routine. By day, Courtney works as a Central Development Officer with Memorial's Office of Development. Part of her role is to identify needs for Memorial and its individual students, be they equipment, financial, or otherwise. She then works with Friends of Memorial to fill those needs expeditiously. By all accounts, her true role is to get things done. Courtney has had a particular success in toppling barriers for students with socioeconomic challenges and students in the BIPOC, LGBTQ2S, and disability communities. Courtney uses this same get things done approach beyond her workday. Consider the issue of accessibility within St. John's businesses. Many of us wish that governments and businesses would just do something about it. That's not Courtney Clarke's way. She successfully applied to a federal program to be a volunteer youth accessibility leader. Over 3 months in 2019, she helped 50 businesses to complete federal funding applications for accessibility improvement, and she showed them how to get the best bang for their buck if they received the funds. She also supported these companies in implementing initiatives to improve accessibility for both in-store and online. Courtney has also undertaken many other projects, including, but not limited to, developing a voting advocacy campaign aimed at millennials, new Canadians, and marginalized persons, protecting seniors and other vulnerable persons against online and phone scams, ensuring that contact numbers for critical community resources are easily found by online searches, and several other projects and board memberships which time limits prevent me from listing. Oh, and when the rubber hits the road, guess who you might see working on wheelchair ramps and planting trees? Courtney is 100% committed to her projects. I suspect that our Alumni Awards Committee had little hesitation in deeming Courtney as being very worthy of the Outstanding Community Service Award. I would now like to call upon Courtney Clarke to say a few words.
Wow. Thank you so much. I am beyond grateful. 2020 has brought some unique challenges and opportunities, which has taught us some new things about ourselves as individuals and as a society. Considering what's happening in other areas of the world right now, how fortunate and privileged are we to live in Newfoundland and Labrador? But there's still work to be done. Beloved children's icon, Mr. Rogers once said, "When I would see scary things in the news as a child, my mother would say to me, 'Look for the helpers. You will always find people who are helping.'" Now, more than ever before, it's time to not just look for those helpers, but to be those helpers. It's time to step up and be the leaders that we want to see in our communities. Our governments do all that they can to navigate uncharted territories, and nonprofits do a phenomenal job in filling in the gaps that government can't fill. but our governments and our nonprofits are on overdrive. So it's important that we, as individuals, are doing all that we can. Since the pandemic started, and before we had a provincial abuse hotline, Violence Prevention Avalon East trusted me to create Unsafe at Home, which is a domestic abuse support platform that ended up covering on average 10 crisis calls a day. And in the height of the pandemic's first wave, we were able to remove several people from violent households. I saw a need and I filled it. But I am by no means an extraordinary person. I simply took my skills, I paired them with my passions, I believed in my ideas, I sought proper mentorship, and I did the work. And you don't have to do work like what I mentioned or go all the way to Haiti and create something like Premier Fury's Team Broken Earth to be impactful. Volunteerism and community leadership starts in your own neighborhood. In fact, it starts in your own home. It could be checking on your elderly neighbors or picking up trash as you take a hike. It's giving blood or reaching out to your favorite charities and seeing how can you help. And it's involving your whole family. These forms of volunteerism are just as important and are often the start of something bigger to come. You already have everything you need within you to make a difference in this world, and I implore that you explore that idea more. And the next time that you're watching the news and you see a story that really makes you feel something, I challenge you to not ask, who's doing something about this? And to reframe your question to say, what can I do about this? Because you may be surprised by the response that you get. Thank you.